Now, we all know when it comes to HBCU football, it's all about the MEAC versus the SWAC. So we are going to pit our own MEAC and SWAC alums against each other because we love to do that. It never disappoints. But we want them to call it like you see it. We want no conference bias in this one as you make the case for the MEAC or the SWAC in each of the following categories. You've got up to 30 seconds to make your case, and I'll be awarding a point for who makes the better argument. Are you guys ready? We're going to go with Tiff first here. Which conference has the best team?
The SWAC, Southwestern Athletic Conference. And why do I say that? Well, you just look at the last two Celebration Bowls. After being shut out for a while in that run from the MEAC, we've had Jackson State, Florida A&M right before then, and they're trying to three-peat. They're the hottest conference around. It's easy. The SWAC.
Jay, who we going with?
They have the best team. That's not saying much right there. And we know that Jackson State is the best team out there. But see, I thought if you put best teams out there, the top three teams in the MEAC probably would do well against the top three teams in the SWAC. So, but the best team, it's Jackson State. But teams, I think when you talk about South Carolina State, you talk about North Carolina Central, you talk about Morgan, I think the best teams are within the MEAC.
Jay, I'll give you the point for the little bit of extra credit there. And then Tiff, let's go to the best. Which conference has the best?
What are we talking about? He stretched it to try to make his argument. Are you kidding
me? Hey, listen, look,
okay.
we like an entree. We like an entree and we like some sides. You know what I mean? So I'm giving Jay points for the sides, baby. You gotta have the full meal. You know what I mean? And so with that, Tiff, we're gonna go to which conference has the best player.
The SWAC, and I'm a MEAC baby, okay? So I want you to know that Florida A&M was in the MEAC when I was growing up, but now we are in the SWAC, and Kelby Givens, defensive lineman from Southern University, is the best. A preseason FCS All-American. I told you just his numbers last year and how well he did against the competition. Kelby Givens is that guy. Like, he's an all-around package. He's got great hands. He is a disruptor up front, but he's also a fantastic human being, a wonderful human, and Kelby Givens, hands down.
Jay, where are we going? Best player?
I hate to keep diving. Kelby Givens is that, but then I got to say, we're talking best player, we're talking about best pro prospect, right? And Kelby Givens is nationwide. We're going to be pushed for him for the Peyton Award, but you talk about Eric Hunter from Morgan State University, who's in the MEAC, who's got scouts raving, and also, and Tiff, help me out, the defensive back from South Carolina State that's really
Malcolm
good.
Reed. Oh, no. From South Carolina State is this year?
Is it? Yeah. Is it South Carolina State, or am I thinking of North Carolina Central?
North Carolina
Malcolm
Central.
Reed is a kid.
Malcolm Reed from North Carolina
Malcolm
Central,
Reed probably got the best pro potential. So with that being said, we talked about Eric Hunter having a high upside NFL prospect. We talked about Malcolm Reed. They love him, a 6'2" cornerback with range. It's going to be a high draft pick. I got to go back MEAC. 2 for 1. 2 for 1. We like more. I'm going 2 for 1. Kelby Givens may be the best college player out there right now. We hope he has success in the NFL. But right now, the MEAC's got two guys that are lined up saying NFL all day.
And I got to go with Tiff here because, Jay, I can't have you stretching the rules twice. Otherwise, my aunt's going to hear about it. So point Tiff on that one. And let's go to best coach. Jay, I'm going to come back to you. Who has the best coach?
The best coach in HBCU football is T.C. Taylor. It's Jackson State. It's T.C. Taylor. It's Jackson State.
Now, I agree with you on that, Jay. However, when you look at the success that Chennis Berry had at South Carolina State last year, helping them to make it to the Celebration Bowl, obviously very impressive. But when you look at his previous posts at Benedict College, winning a couple of SIAC championships, Chennis Berry is right there with T.C. Taylor, and I think this is the year that it takes another step forward. So I'm giving it to Chennis Berry.
All right. You know what, Tiff? You gave me, a body of work there for Chennis Berry, so we're going to give the point to Tiff on that one. And the next one, which conference has the best home game day atmosphere? Tiff, I'm going to come back to you on this one.
Ooh, now I'm going to tell you, that was rough. It obviously is in the SWAC, which leads FCS in attendance year in and year out. And I go back and forth. I'm vacillating between Jackson State, Florida A&M, and Southern. But the way that Jaguar Nation shows up to A.W. Mumford Stadium, and I'll take this from my partner Jay, you see the steam and not the smoke, the stirring, the gumbo, all of the great food. How about that, partner? Southern University.
The only argument I can make against the SWAC, because Tiff gave you this, she gave you the facts. They lead in attendance every year. The best homecomings come out of the MEAC. The MEAC is a homecoming conference. Howard Homecoming is the granddaddy of them all, baby. So when you want to talk about a game day experience, if you ain't been to HU Homecoming, you ain't been to Homecoming. And throughout that conference, so I'm going to call it. There's nothing like, I remember playing at Howard University and seeing John Singleton, seeing Flavor Flav there on the sideline, seeing DJ Quick, seeing all the stars there. So let me give a little, I'm going outside the box here. There's nothing bigger than Howard Homecoming. So if that's the case, you can't compete. That's the number one HBCU football game day experience you'll ever see in your lifetime.
Absolutely not. You are clearly stretching it, Jay, because the question mark was, do they even show up to the game? Are they stuck on the yard? Are they kicking it in the capital city? Green Stadium. Are they staying to see?
60,000 people on the yard. The stadium packed toe to toe. You can't get it. That is
Green
it.
Stadium.
If you want to see an HBCU game day, if you ain't been to Howard Homecoming, everybody tell you, they write rap songs about Howard Homecoming. Biggie Small was talking about that. Mary J. Blige talking about everybody. If you ain't been to Howard Homecoming, you ain't been. If you don't know, now you know.
That's one time in a football season. When you go anywhere in the SWAC, you see that every Saturday, period.
And this is why we always have to get this group together every year, because it literally does not get better than this. And because I like messy theater, I am giving the point to Jay because I want us to have a tiebreaker on this last one. I'm sorry, Tiff, but I love drama. And because of that, because I was just unfair to you, cuz which conference has the best band?
Oh, that's easy. And Jay will concede his point to me because it is the SWAC. Clearly. I mean, you've got the Marching 100, Southern's Human Jukebox. You've got Jackson State, Sonic Boom of the South. Need I continue to go on and on? The Marching Storm from Prairie View A&M, Alcorn State. This is easy. This is easy. He knows it.
It's easy, but let me make it messy. Now
these caveats, boy.
You could argue the two best bands out of the SWAC, which Florida A&M, Tiff's alma mater, won the Band of the Year competition, and my favorite band every year is Bethune-Cookman. Well, 4 years ago, those were MEAC schools. They were MEAC bands. So 4 years ago, I could have had the argument with you, but this year, I mean, it's not even close. Nobody competes with the SWAC when it comes to band. Nobody. So let's split that point.
I agree with you, Jay. We're gonna split that point. Even though maybe I could award it to Tiff because you got put in the Hall of Fame. We got to give Tiff something too, right? I mean, why not?
My consolation prize for calling like a state champion. Dang, Harry.
I know. Now listen, we can't close this out without having both of you saying something nice about the other conference, okay? So Tiff, say something nice about the MEAC, and Jay, say something nice about the SWAC. Tiff, we'll start with you.
Well, Jay took my point of having some of the best homecomings. By far, the MEAC gets down. But I also have to credit the MEAC for just their 55th anniversary, staying around the way that they have stood strong. I really love Sonia Stills and commissioner of the MEAC and just the way they do business. So I got a lot of love for the MEAC and MEAC schools.
All right, Jay, I know this is one of the toughest things you got to do all year, man, but you got to say something nice about the SWAC, man.
Oh, like you can't say HBCU football without saying the SWAC. I mean, it speaks for itself. The four biggest awards in FCS football: the Eddie Robinson Award to the Coach of the Year after the SWAC. You got the Jerry Rice Award for the Freshman of the Year FCS football out of the SWAC. The Walter Payton Award for the Best Player of the Year out of the SWAC. The Deacon Jones Award, the Buck Buchanan Award out of the SWAC. SWAC is legendary, but let's give credit to Commissioner Charles McClellan and the job they're doing. Their future's even bright. If you ask me buy, sell, or hold on the SWAC, I'm buying in a major way. SWAC is doing it, and also want to give a shout out to some of their academic programs they've got. Prairie A&M with their engineering program, Alabama A&M with the job they're doing, Florida A&M with their pharmacy program. It's more than football, so nothing but love for the SWAC. And you can't say HBCU football without saying SWAC.
Look at that, guys. Just
Who is
I gotta
SWAC?
tell y'all at home, man, like it's like they butt heads a lot. They're very prideful, but we can always
I'm,
come together
I mean, the
over
MEAC
over
still has
the
won
sweat.
more. The MEAC has still won more celebration bowls in the SWAC. So that's
There
something
it
they're
is.
working on, man. So I got to call like I see it, right?
He's got to
So
have a notch in his cap one way or another. He's got to
Always,
have the upper hand at the end of the argument. That's just how it
always.
goes, Harry. That's
That's a
just how it
train
goes.
that's never late, never will be late, always on time.